Hey everyone, we are back still in chapter 1, algebraic reasoning, but now we're moving on to lesson 3, variables and algebraic expressions. So those are two kind of vocabulary words. Let's go ahead and talk about what they mean. A variable, that is a letter that represents a number that can change in an expression. So there's a couple of words here. So variable, that can just be something like just really any letter. So it could be an X, it could be a Y, it could be an A, it could be a B, really any letter. I mean, pretty simple. So a variable is any letter that represents a number that can change in an expression. Now, another word is expression. So we see this a lot. We see expression versus equation. So what an expression is, expression can be just numbers like 3 plus 4, or it can have a variable within it. So it could be something like x plus 3, or it could have all variables, a plus b, or it can, a minus c. Any of those types of things as an expression. The big thing with expressions is it does not have an equal sign. So it does not have an equal sign. And if you notice, 3 plus 4, no equal sign. X plus 3, no equal sign. A plus B, no equal sign. A minus C, no equal sign. Whereas an equation is different because it has 3 plus 4 equals 7. That is an equation. It's the equal sign that makes it an equation. So whenever you're dealing with equations, you need an equal sign. Okay, so here we could have another equation, x plus 3 equals 2. So we had x plus 3, and that was an expression, but once we add this equals 2, it becomes an equation. So a variable, going back here, a variable is a letter, could be x, y, a, b, that represents a number that can change in an expression. It's something that does not have an equal sign. When you evaluate is a nice word for just finding, hey, when you find the answer of an algebraic expression, so expression means that we're dealing with something that doesn't have an equal sign. Algebraic means you're dealing with things that have letters. So they're expressions that have letters. So 3 plus 4 would not be an algebraic expression. It would be an expression, but not algebraic. However, this one right here, this would be an algebraic because it has a combination of letters and numbers. This also would be algebraic because it's just letters, and this also would be algebraic expression because it has letters. So anytime you incorporate letters into an expression, it becomes an algebraic expression. So I'm going to read it again. When you evaluate, that means when you figure the answer out, or when you're trying to figure the answer out of an algebraic expression, you substitute the value given for the variable in the expression. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and figure out what this substitution idea is. So what we have is we have an algebraic expression, x minus 3. Okay, there's our variable. There's no equal sign, so that's why it's an expression. So the value of this expression depends on the value of the variable of x. So x is a variable. That means it varies. That means it can change. So the answer to this can change depending on what we put in for x. So first, let's go ahead and let's say x equals 7. So what happens when x equals 7? So I'm going to write the algebraic expression down first. X minus 3 and x equals 7. So I'm going to substitute 7 in for x. So instead of writing x, I'm going to write 7. So 7 minus 3, and that equals 4. Okay, so there we go. Our answer is 4 for the algebraic expression when x equals 7. But let's go ahead and change it up. How about x equals 11? So x minus 3, we're looking at that algebraic expression again, except this time we're going to figure it out when x equals 11. Okay, so I'm going to substitute now 11 in because it's a variable. This variable can change. It can represent a lot of different numbers. Let's see what the answer is when we substitute 11 in for x. So we're going to go 11 minus 3. and 11 minus 3 equals 8. So that is the answer for this algebraic expression when we substitute x 11 in for x. Now the last one, let's go ahead and figure out what it is when, and I'm going to kind of go up here, when x equals 15. So we have x minus 3, and we want to figure out what is this the answer when x equals 15. So we substitute 15 in, 15 minus 3, and we get 15 minus 3 equals 12. And that's the answer. And see how the answer has changed each time when we substitute a different number in for x? Okay, let's do this next one. It says evaluate 4n, that just means 4 times n plus 1 for when n equals 5. All right, cool. So I'm going to write the algebraic expression first, 4n plus 1, and we're looking when n equals 5. Okay, so I'm substituting 5n for n, and there's a lot going on, but that's what n equals. N is the same thing as 5, so instead of writing that in, I'm going to substitute it in right there. So 4n is the same thing as 4 times n. So I'm going to write 4 times, except I'm not writing n, I'm substituting 5n for n because that's what n equals. 5 plus 1. So now I just have an order of operations problem. I have multiplication, I have addition. So order of operations says I do please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, I do the multiplication before the addition. So 4 times 5 is 20 plus 1, and then we just do 20 plus 1, which equals 21. Boom, there's our answer. So we're just going to go ahead and start working on some of these. So evaluate each expression for the given value. That just means figure out the answer for each expression. They're not going to have any equal signs for the given value. It's telling you what the value is. So a plus 7 for a equals 3. So it's all there. So all you're going to do is substitute a is equal to 3. So instead of writing a, we're going to write a 3. So we're going to go 3 plus 7, and then just do it. 3 plus 7 is 10. Boom, that's the answer. Okay, let's go over here and try this one. Number 2, k minus 5 for when k is equal to 13. So we're going to substitute 13 in for k. So we're going to go 13 minus 5, and 13 minus 5 is equal to 8. And so that's the answer. So, I think at this point, I want you to go and I want you to try to figure out 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your own. I want you to pause it, and then when you get done with those, I want you to press play, and we're going to go through the answers. So here's our friend, the pause dragon, coming by, and he's reminding you to pause, work out the problems, and then come back and press play. All right, see you in a bit. All right, we are back. Let's see how you did with number 3. So we're going to substitute 6 in for y, and we get 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So if you got 2, great job. Let's go on to number 4. Number 4 says 12 plus m for when m is equal to 9. So we're going to, m is equal to 9, so we're going to substitute 9 in for m. So I'm rewriting 12 plus 9, and your paper should look exactly like mine. 12 plus 9 is actually equal to 21. So if you got 21, great job. Let's go on to 5. Okay, this one's a little bit more going on. 3n minus 2 for when n equals 5. So we're going to substitute 5n for the n. So remember, 3n is the same thing as 3 times n, or in this case, n is equal to 5. So it's going to be 3 times 5 minus 2, and then it's nothing but an order of operations problem. So we're going to do the multiplication first. 3 times 5 is 15 minus 2. 15 minus 2 is 13. And this is really how you show your work. So on your paper and on your note sheets, you should it should look exactly like mine right here. Okay, on to number 6. 5x plus 4 for x equals 4. So let's go ahead. This is 5x is the same thing as 5 times x, and x is 4. So 5 times 4 plus 4. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 4. 20 plus 4 is 24. Boom. I hope you got that one right. Okay, let's go on to the next sheet here. We have some more problems. 7 through, where are they? Here they are. 7 through 12. I want you to go ahead and try those on your own. So go ahead and pause, and once you finish them, press play and come back. Oh, there's our friend. Remember, pause, pause, pause. All right, see you in a bit. Bye. Okay, we're back. Let's go C minus 9 for when C is equal to 11. So we're going to substitute 11 in for C. 11 minus 9 is 2. Hopefully you got that one right. If you did, great job. Okay, on to the next one. B plus 16 for when B is equal to 4. So we're going to substitute 4 in for B. We get 4 plus 16. What is 4 plus 16? 4 plus 16. It is 20. All right. On to the next one, number 9. A minus 4 for when A equals 9. So I'm going to substitute 9 in for A. We have 9 minus 4. What is 9 minus 4? It is 5. Perfect. Okay, I think it's time. I need to switch up my pink color. We're going blue or teal or whatever this is. Number 10, 25 minus G for when G is equal to 12. So we have 25 minus G. G is equal to 12. And 25 minus 12, I'm not sure. I'm going to do it over here on the side. Okay, 5 minus 2 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. So it's 13. If you got that one, great job. Okay, on number 11, W plus 5 for when W is equal to 2. So we're going to substitute the 2 for the W, 2 plus 5. And 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. All right. Number 12, 3 plus S for when S equals 8. So let's go ahead and substitute the 8 in for S. So we have 3 plus 8. 3 plus 8 is 11. All right, we have these final 3. I want you to do those. I want you to pause. I want you to do the problems and then come back and press play, and we'll see how you did. All right, see you in a bit. All right, we're back. Ooh, this one's kind of fun. Number 13, 7Q for when Q is equal to 10. So remember, 7Q is just the same thing as 7 times Q, and Q is the same thing as 10. So 7 times 10 is 70. If you got that one right, great job. This one's a little bit more complicated. 2y plus 9 for when y is equal to 8. So we're going to substitute 8 in for y. So 2y is the same thing as 2 times y. So we have 2 times 8 plus 9. 2 times 8 is 16 plus 9. And I'm just going to go off to the side. 16 plus 9. 6 plus 9 is 15. Right, 5. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 25. All right. If you got that right, great job. Last one. 6x minus 3 for when x is equal to 1. So 6x is the same thing as 6 times x, and x is equal to 1. So it's 6 times 1 minus 3. 6 times 1 is 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. If you got all those right, great job. If not, go ahead and just correct your answers. And then, great job today. We will see you in the next video. Bye.